progress for a team that struggled so much of last year.
Unfortunately, the season doesn't end today. Well, there's a long way to go, but still, it looks like they're on the right track.
So Philadelphia will get the first possession. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Taking a look at the 76ers, we've got Okafor, Robert Covington out there with Nerlens Noel. Then it's Tony Roten, and it's Iverson in at the shooting guard position. And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. And stolen by Roten. Feeds it to Covington. Iverson left side. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Biyombo. Here's Joseph. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Milwaukee. Carroll kicks to Scola. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And guys, Bismack Biyombo, he got into a groove at the end of last season. After Al Jefferson went down, remember the month of April, he averaged nearly 9 rebounds a game, 2.5 blocks. He was all over the floor.
Yeah, and that's Bismack. I mean, he's that guy. He cleans the glass for you, intimidates shooters in the lane. He's not all the way consistent yet, but he's shown steady improvement.
Here's Joseph after the made shot from Allen Iverson. And DeRozan. Here we go. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That is his first foul of the game.
A bit over-eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Joseph dishes to DeRozan. Carroll with it. His last outing, he had 8 points. A three-pointer off the mark. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against Milwaukee.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Oof, this guy is a beast on the board.
And when he gets those second chance points, GA, he does not waste one of them.
And you know what? It's always going to be a powerhouse finish with him. We know that for sure.
Now here's Scola. 14 points from him the last game against Milwaukee. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A shot by Joseph, no good.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Now here's Roten. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Covington passes to Okafor. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
They're off and running. Good start here. They've knocked down 4 of their first 5.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. The 76ers might have dodged having the worst record in the league last season, but they didn't dodge having the worst road record last year, Clark.
They could not dodge that one, Kevin. Just 6 wins on the road, but that was pretty much expected considering the youth and inexperience of this team.
Now here's Joseph. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Shot clock at 3, and stolen by Noel. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And for the 76ers, they weren't a good shooting team in general. And on the road, it got real ugly. They shot under 40% as a team on the year away from home.
For the Sixers, just a brutal start to last season. 17 straight losses. They did get their first 4 wins of the season as a road team, though. As bad as they were on the road, at least they had that going for them.
Carlos Boozer's checked in for the 76ers. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. There's the dish to Iverson. Boozer kicks to Okafor. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Lets it go from 11. Boozer no luck. Raptors trail by 5. Joseph with the ball, and Roten picks him up defensively. Joseph dishes to DeRozan, and the shot falls short this time.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
To the left wing, from beyond the arc, the 76ers with another miss. The Raptors have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Passes it to Joseph. He feeds it to Scola, and Boozer with the block. Biombo, that's good.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Now here's Iverson. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Detroit. There's the pass to Covington. Okafor inside, working on Biombo. And it's Okafor missing.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And you don't have to go too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost that one. They just had an inability on that day to make shots.
You know, sometimes we talk about a defense getting into the heads of the opposing players, Greg, but that night they got up in their own heads, just got in their own way and couldn't get out of it.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Carroll. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And DeRozan, here we go. The 76ers leading by 3. Now Iverson. Boozer, a screen on DeRozan. Top of the key. No good. And Toronto will come the other way.
You know, Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Now here's Carroll. There's the feed to DeRozan. Fade away. Another miss by DeRozan.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
To the wing on the left. Covington kicks to Landry. And it's Toronto with the rebound. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them, Greg, to back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, you know, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
And the Raptors miss again.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
And here's Iverson outside. Tries again, and he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
And the Raptors with some changes. Anthony Bennett comes in for DeMar Carroll, and Terrence Ross is subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. For Philadelphia, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And Toronto had a strong season against the East last year. They would end up with 33 wins against their own conference and earn that 4 seed in the East.
And Marshall kicks to Cannon. Johnson against Thompson. And Brent now top of the key. Right side Landry. Nogueira pulls it in. And the Raptors did play the other East teams well. Went 500 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams too.
And despite that, we know the Raptors had a disappointing playoff run to end the year, but I thought they still showed that they are a power in the East by having another strong season against the conference.
Here's Joseph, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
You have to be disciplined on defense, Kevin. Biting on every pump fake isn't going to get it done.
Pass to Thompson. Dishes to Grant. He kicks it to Marshall. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Pass to Grant. Out to the wing. Cannon. Money from the wing. Cannon's got his first bucket of the night. Raptors trail by 3. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey.
Thank you, Kevin. Yes, I spoke to him about the game plan coming into this matchup and addressed the quality shot blocking they'll have to overcome. He said, listen, that can be a factor, psychologically as well as physically. The key for us is just to play unselfishly. Draw the help, kick to the open man. If we execute our offense, we'll be fine. Guys?
And Doris, as always, thanks. And guys, do you agree with Coach's game plan here, given how tough the D is that they're going to go up against?
I really do. I think they're such a hard team to generate offense against. That has to be where they devote most of their attention.
Well, as long as it doesn't come at the expense of their own defense, fellas. I mean, they can't concentrate so intensely on offense, they forget to defend.
Now here's Thompson, looking for his first basket still in this one. Back to Landry. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Now it's a 5-point 76ers lead.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Kicks it to Bennett. Johnson with a screen on Grant. And it's Joseph in the corner. The 3. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Greg, we know how important it is when you can go to your reserves without much drop-off in production. It gives you a big advantage. I know they'd love to see that again tonight.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. 76ers on top, leading by 5. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.